something to do with fruit.
In what regards? STEM? Okay, I'll describe it in a couple ways. So a stem is on a plant that is like the part that connects the roots to the flower or leaves.
Okay.
And then a stem cell is a cell that can be many different, it can be turned into many different kinds of cells, and it's very multi-useful. Okay. Also, yes. That's it.
There you go.
It has to do. No, I can't. The basis of it?
No. What?
No.
Stem, as in the stem of a plant?
It's a bottom of the skull. It's a stem of the brain.
I don't even know.
Stem?
Stem.
Like a stem on a plant?
Okay, it'd probably be students, training, engineering, materials, something like that.
Short-term elementary medications. I don't know.
Society for the Evolution of Meatheads. Society for the Evolution of Meatheads.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
There you go. I don't know what that stands for. Do you guys? What do you guys think?
STEM. Psychic Tiger. Energy. Maroon.
I would have no idea, but I'm sure you're going to share that with us.
That rings a bell.
No, I have no clue. STEM, an acronym. No. So let's see, STEM. Schools, teachers, education. An M.
I'm a video producer. Well, you know, I use the scientific method a lot to figure out problems, come up with a hypothesis. I use technology all day long with, you know, all the software for editing and all the cameras and stuff like that. Engineering, you know, not as much engineering, maybe like more like very basic engineering, like if I set up a structure so it won't fall down, very basic stuff. What was the math? Math, you know, just probably basic accounting stuff and running a business. You know.
Dietetics. How would I use STEM for that? Well, science. Dietetics is all about science. How, you know, nutrients metabolize. Technology, you know, what would we do without the internet? I wouldn't know half the stuff I know without the internet. Engineering. I can engineer a healthy meal with my math. You know, making a recipe into a smaller or bigger size by multiplying or dividing, or calculating a body mass index or something like that.
A locksmith.
You know, the math, obviously, with dealing with dollars and cents.
Science?
No science. Very little science. I mean, I don't use it much in my profession. I really don't. Gravity.
And yourself as a locksmith?
Well, technology, basically locks when you're putting things like that together, machining, grooves, all that stuff comes into play to make things work. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
I'm a businessman. Yes, one of my businesses, I build pizza ovens, so we have to get the geometry of the oven just right to hold the heat. Yeah.
I use technology to ask people if they have cool apps on their phone, and then I play them for 5 minutes. Say that you build stuff. And then I build Legos for like 4 hours every day, so I use that to engineer that. and then I trade it to Lincoln, and then he gives something to me in return. I'm wearing math at school. So
Okay, math for school.
I'm a real estate broker.
Okay. And
Technology to basically gather information about properties and to share information. Math because we're dealing in loan components and financials.
Bartender?
Bartender.
We call them mixologists, so,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
ratios.
Yeah, so that's definitely the math portion of it, all right?
Yeah.
And I'm an occupational therapist, and I work with children. I use it all the time because I work on development, the 5 areas of development for children from birth to 3 and older into school. So what we do as an occupational therapist, I'm working on specific skills so that children are able to sit and attend or have the fine motor to write and do all the activities, all the areas they need to do it in school. I use computers for all of the paperwork we do. Cell phones are very useful in terms of getting information quicker to people and to be able to collaborate with parents, with other therapists, with other agencies. Technology for my kids, you know, if they have trouble with fine motor skills, they may use some sort, you know, they might use a laptop or other kinds of devices in the classroom at an early age.
Science is important because you know how your body works, you know how other things work. Technology is important because it's the way of the future. Engineering is important because a lot of people, we need engineers in our lives, and math. And math is important because you can use math in everyday life, especially in counting change and money, which we
Huge. Well, because I think that's the future of our economy and how things are going to be going. And when I look at the competition globally, we are missing the boat. And so, yeah, I think it's huge. It doesn't affect me that much. I'm in the twilight of my years, and the type of business that I'm in, it's not that big a deal. But for the younger people that are going to be going out into the world, and they will be going out into the world. They won't be going out into the state or the U.S. They'll be going out into the world and competing in the world. And we're not competing particularly well right now. So yeah, I think it's huge.
And why?
Because, like, in your future, it really helps you with your career and, like, accounting and stuff, you know? And if you're at the grocery store, just do math, figure out what's the best for you.
Fundamentals of education, and it's underutilized in the school system today. I believe that the way that the situation is set up with the Department of Education, the way that the states are set up, that there is an out-of-touch reality whereby it's not actually brought down to the students. You have too much politics involved in the processes whereby it should be more privatized rather than try and be managed, because I think as the government, as a management of education, they do a less than exemplary job. So, and the government has gotten away from that because I think that it's more about trying to save job, or I think it has to do with the unions keeping the people that are entrenched in the system that are not just not teachers. You know, I think that there's a certain teaching culture that is more than just being a part of like a union entity. So I think that the way the whole thing's set up is it breaks the stem. Well, it's those types of studies that allow the mind to really think. I mean, you can read and you can write, but there's a discipline of the thinking processes, and those are really the basis of that. It should be put in at a very young age, because the mind can absorb it if it's taught properly. And we've totally gotten away from the basics of teaching, in my opinion. I mean, it goes from the textbooks and how they're written, and how the money's distributed in our education system. I think it's completely mismanaged. So that's my opinion.
Cool.
It can only benefit you. I mean, it's, you know.
Yeah, okay. The way of the future, basically?
Yeah, basically. I mean, like, it's one of those things where if you don't have it, you know, I mean,
okay.
Get some dumb kids.
That's it. That's all I need.
It's a dumb kid.
Basis of learning everything. Absolutely.
I need to get this here. How about him?
There's a dumb kid.
I was saying, he had no stem.
There's no stem right there.
Thank
Thanks, T-Hawk.
Ready?
Yeah.
Do you know what STEM means?